My name is Adrial Walters. I am from Mastercam Corporate, and I am a user experience designer. What that essentially is we work with customers, we work with resellers or channel partners to create the new products that come up. And so today I'm going to be talking about three features, functions that I worked on the past couple years. Solid, which is a solid hull, levels manager, and planes manager. So not just myself, we do have a huge development team that I worked with. So big shout out to them for all the hard work they've done over the year. So let's start with solid hull. So solid hull, we've redesigned it. We added predefined industry standard libraries, flexibility to create and save user-defined hull libraries as well, and improve custom hull creation, as well as on-screen hull dimensions and profile outline. I am going to show a demo as well. And here we go. So solid hull is found in the solids tab. We're going to click solid hull. So we can see here in solid hull, we have used our new what we call vertical tabs structure. So what that allows for easy navigation, organized view as well, and just allows you to focus in on the actual task you're working on. So right now with geometry selection, all we're focusing on is selecting the geometry and then working down the process from there. So in this area, we do have the option to rename the hole that we're making, as well as select the geometry. So if there were multiple solids on the screen, you come here and select this. But what we do to make it easier is if there is only one solid, we just automatically select that. So it's less clicking, allows you to go through and run through the process. A lot of this is going to be same as what you've seen last year or the prior years. We have a whole plane operations where you could select your plane that you want to work with. I'm just going to go and select, let's say this one here. And then we want to select our hull positions. So we can select from selecting this option here to add a hull and select like a predefined point on the graphics or on the part, or we could use this option here, which allows you just to put a hull anywhere that you select your auto cursor. So let's go and select that and hit enter. And you can see here, we have some hull profiles already shown in the graphics area. Now let's jump to the solid hull tab. So this is where we're going to see the biggest change. The biggest area the one area that I want to talk about is our industry standards. So we're starting to pull in ANSI inch, ANSI metric, iOS metric, and JS metric to be used. Now these are industry standards that can be used and utilized. So with one of the libraries selected, you can select an option, hull style, so counterbore, countersink, taper, threaded, so on. So let's go and select a counterbore hull, and let's take a look at this. And you can see how the profile has updated to show that, to represent that counterbore hull. We also have a list of types. Now each hull style is going to have their own types that you could toggle between and use and switch between, as well as sizes. So the main goal when designing this was to reduce the need to jump to tab charts or calculations. We pull everything into Mastercam. You can easily cycle through and select which holes work the best. So it's the kind of theme is making it easier to use and less of the back and forth. So as we go through this, we see updates here, but the biggest update that we're going to, or as we jump through different hull styles, we see our hull properties changing down here. We have different fits that you could use for this counterbore, and that will update depending on what's being shown in this view here. And then you can see here we have our diameter, counterbore diameter, and some other dimensions, hull properties here. These are set to read only. You cannot edit these because you are in an industry standard. You don't want to veer off from that. But we do have an option to edit that if you want to base off of that, and I'll show you that in a second. Looking at the hole depth, we've updated some of this as well, adding the through all function. So you can see just by switching that, we were able to switch that through all. Let's go back to blind hole. But we also added this to depth for the shoulder, so we can add the depth to the shoulder as well as to the tip. And so enabling those, we'll change that, and you would be able to see, again, your profile outline updating. Now let's jump back to through all. We can see that we also have edge treatment, so clicking that will enable that. And let's zoom in here, and we can apply edge treatments to your hole. You can also match top and bottom by clicking that, and that automatically enables your bottom edge treatment. And where is it? It's hidden somewhere there. It's okay, but it adds that. So like I said earlier, we can make the edits off of this industry standard. So we do have a toggle here that we saw earlier of user defined. So by clicking that, a couple things happen. Your type is removed as well as your size. And that's because you're going to actually edit the dimensions of the hole, the property. So you could come in and click and edit and change. This is all editable. And let's say you have a starting point, or you want to say use this starting point of this counterbore hole, for example, and you want to make a slight edit, slight adjustments off of that for whatever reason for the particular job. You could do that now. And let's say you like that hole and you want to save that for future use. So we have our whole libraries up here. If you had a whole library that you've already created, you could click this drop down to view. But let's go and create one now. And we're just going to call it saved for this time being. Let's create that library. So clicking this button here will allow you to create new libraries. And then adding that is simple. Just clicking this other button down below in our presets. You could rename this. You could select new libraries as well. But clicking that, we'll save that. And again, because live demo, if we see that let me just select that one more time. Oops. It always happens, right, with the live demo. There we go. Let's just use auto cursor. So you can see with the auto cursor, we can just place the hole wherever we want. So having this list shown here, you could build as many libraries as you want, as many hole styles as you want. And also, if you already had your hole styles or libraries from your previous Mastercam, you can import those into Mastercam as well, into the new version, show those there. Or if someone given you a predefined hole library, you can pull that in as well. So these could be selected and updated and changed when you want. And once that is added and once your library is created, you now see we have a separate section down here called User Library that you can click the drop down and view and toggle between and see those holes that you've created. We've also added a threaded hole. So threaded holes are now they can be used. So this is new for 2026. You do have, again, a lot of types that you can select from as well as sizes to build out those holes. And so that is the hole style tab, and let's jump to the advanced tab. So the advanced tab, a lot of the same options as last time. We do have the ability to show threaded, non-threaded holes by clicking that and changing your color. And same with the hole position, associativity. This is your hole graphics, so if you want to turn that off, you can click that, and that will turn off your hole graphics shown there, as well as the sizing of that text. And if you don't want to have any history created when creating a hole, you can turn that on and no history will be created. So that's the solid hole. So before moving on, any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we add history to a dummy solid and recognize the holes? I almost never get to design my own parts. And my designers always get me in trouble.
Okay.
So is it possible to have hole recognition in the history, like when you add history to
Let me let me look into that and see.
'Cause that would be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, we could take a look. I mean, we'll take a look at after when we have a break, and we could see if we have that option.
Thank you, Adrial.
Yeah. Any other questions? No? All right. Okay, so next, we're going to take a look at the levels manager. So all these parts here that I'm showing are from our signature parts library. So if you want to play around with that, with these parts and see how each one, they're all labeled depending on the function. So you can go in and play with that. So levels manager, the biggest redesign that we've had. Probably most of you have seen it for 2026. But what we've done is we moved to a tree structure. The tree structure allows for grouping, allows you to group your levels and organize your files and your levels here. So with the levels manager, we have our grouping function here, or groups shown here. So all groups are going to be shown with a folder icon. Grouping can be nested as well. So if you wanted to group files even further, let's go and drag that onto that. And now we can see that's nested. And just as easy as it is to nest them, you can easily drag them out. The level icon, this level icon here shows that it's a non-active level, and the check mark shows it's an active level. So clicking that will mark the level as active. We do have our level number shown here, level name, our entity count, and our visibility toggle. Clicking that will toggle it on and off. But you can see up here, we have it at the group level as well. So you can quickly toggle all those levels on or all those levels off. So if you, let's say we had 10, 15 levels within this group, you could quickly toggle them on to view it, toggle them off. And then again, we have our menu options shown here, not just hidden in the right-click menu. So any new users coming in that didn't know that there's a right-click menu options, you now see that those are there. Now with the new introduction, we also added ability to search. So searching, so levels, this is a very small level list. I know the parts out there with just thousands of levels. So here we can search for levels. So let's say, for example, I want to search for, oops, missed the I. This fixturing option. I can multi-select, and you can also see that the levels list has filtered out as well and shown just what you typed in there. Right-clicking, I could quickly group those levels, and then a slow double-click at the group level, I could rename it if I wanted to. Also, clearing that, we'll clear the levels, and let me hide that because I want to show you that in a second. We also have sorting. So we had sorting in the past, brought it back, of course. You can sort by level number, level name, entity count, level visibility, so ascending, descending, and you could reset that sort when needed. We also now add group filtering. So you could view just any ungrouped levels, and that will filter that out. If you want to see one group, you can click one group, and that will show that. And resetting resetting your view is quick and easy. So one of the biggest things that I'm excited to show here is entities. So what I did here is I expanded the level. And within the level, we now see all the entities that make up. So this level has 105 entities. And within that, we have our arcs, our lines, points, solids, splines, surfaces, all shown within this. And you can see as I'm clicking through in the graphics area, those are being highlighted. So you can quickly see what this level is made up of and take action upon that. If you want to, say, select that make a selection in the graphics window, you can right-click, click select, Those are now, those points are now selected, and you can see we have some wireframe, some contextual, what we call contextual ribbon tabs that pop up at the top that you can take action on. Now let's say you're creating a level and you accidentally put these points on the wrong level. Many of us have probably done that using the wrong active level, switching, you're like, oh, I wanted to put it, let's say, in this plug. Well, now you can right-click, say either copy those or let's cut those out, and I'm going to paste that there. Let me expand that, and now our points are there, and they're not here anymore. Now, we do see that this did, when you do take action on a level that is, you have the visibility off, it will turn the visibility on because you are acting upon that. But now we have those points shown now on this level. And if you want to delete those, you can delete those. You can also copy them too. So if you want to put those on multiple levels, you have the option to do that there. We also have, again, contrast rows shown up here. And then because with the new level visibility, we have our toggles. The all levels on, all levels off are still up here. We're just using the eyeballs to show that. So again, toggle all of them on. Clicking that again will reset the level visibility and bring it back. One other thing you can do is you can create groups up here. So you could create groups, and you can see here as I create groups, you could just nest to your heart's content. So again, just allows for that easy use of organization of your levels. So that's the levels manager. Any questions?
Can you still export, import?
Yes, you can still export, import. Right here. Saw some other hands?
Is there any enhancements being done on, like a lot of projects I work on, I have 200-300 plus operations. We go select an operation and go directly to the level and geometry that's associated with that operation.
So selecting an operation, so the question was being able to select an operation and going to that level of geometry. That will probably be another team that might be working on that, but we could talk to that team and see if that's something that they're looking into.
Okay.
I saw one over here. Yep.
You just want to highlight the level that it's on? No, because a lot of the projects I have are hundreds of operations. Yep. And you send it to a customer, and they're going, oh, I need to tweak this one thing. Yeah. But I don't know what level that geometry is associated with. Got it. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, there's the current way we do it now.
Mhm.
Yeah, in your toolpath manager, you can turn on display associated geometries.
Yeah.
So it'll display what's the geometry associated with that particular toolpath and isolate everything else. So
But a lot of it's like super cluttered, you know.
but
Yeah.
it'll get rid of the other.
Oh, well, but it does show,
Yeah.
after the level.
So it's close to what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, yeah, so,
Yeah.
right, kind of like how sleek this is, you could just right mouse and go, oh, this is on top, you know, or on level, 580. Just roof operations? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk after and see, get some more information on that, because that'd be something, seems like something could be very, very useful. Question over here. Yes.
Yeah, two thoughts. One is renaming a level. Is the right click or did you use the triple click on it?
Yeah. So renaming, it's a slow double click.
Yeah, how many clicks?
2.
Okay.
1,
I
2,
found it was 3
3. Okay.
as a thought. Next thought is I want to make a new level.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to, when you go to make a new level, you hit the plus, it automatically puts it sequentially to the next level.
Mhm.
Well, I want 500.
Got it. Yeah. So if we want to do 500, we'll double click the level number
Then you
at the level,
rename it. Okay.
and then rename it.
So-
Yep. But because we already had a
In
level,
the
so
old- Yeah, in 25 and earlier, you had an option to go in there and put what you want.
yeah.
So if you go into the graphics area
Uh-huh.
and you right click and you have your levels right there, see the level box right there?
Yep.
So now if you type in go in the level box, type in 500, colon, test, and enter, and you'll see it show up on the left-hand side. It should have popped in there. If you put the double
Oh, we already have, let's do a new number. Yeah, so let's say 600.
Yeah, 600, then you're doing the colon, this is a separator thought. And
Oh, I already
then
have
you're putting
600.
What your comment is, it automatically creates it, makes it active,
Mm-hmm.
and sets it for you.
Yeah, there it is.
So that way, if you either do it from the right click from that box, or if you go to
Mhm.
the main screen's option, same thing under
Yeah.
attributes, anywhere there's one of those level boxes on that, you can type that. And that's something that's been there for
Yeah.
years.
That's a neat.
But that's the workaround I found, because they took away that option.
Mhm.
A lot of times when I build levels, I have certain levels I like to use all the time,
Got it. Okay.
besides making your own. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and we've we're looking into adding level properties back. So like what we had in the past, we had level properties at the bottom, so we are looking into bringing that and adding that to that.
I heard
So
So real quick, after lunch, we're gonna just have a complete Q&A session, so.
Yeah.
So I know that there's been a ton of questions and people have met me in the hallway. And we plan on doing all of that after lunch. We just wanted to do the presentations.
Okay.
And address all of them.
It's all right.
But
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm more than happy to answer questions. So
After lunch.
okay, so let's so with that, if you have other questions, if you could hold on to it, write them down. We could chat about it later. But let's take a look at the Planes Manager. Oops. All right. So with the Planes Manager, again, we brought the same treatment of grouping, level grouping here. First thing I want to show is that all of your default planes, top, front, back, bottom, etc., are all in the system groups. Now, the system group planes are always going to be at the top of your list. They will always show up there. You cannot, say, drag them in and out of the group. So you can see I'm clicking and holding to drag it out. You can't bring it in and out. Those are your default planes. However, all of your other planes that you've created, what we call like your name planes, can be moved in and out of the groups. So, for example, I want to move this out. I could quickly bring that up and move it in there. And you can see I cannot bring this into my system planes. I can only move them into my created groups. So looking at the this icon here, we are now showing the type of a plane you're using. So if you created a mill turn or a lathe X, lathe D, that will show this here. And I don't think we have that in here, but so if you came in here, create a lathe plane, it will show a lathe icon now. And it'll show either the lathe D, lathe X, so on. We do have the check mark showing that it is a used plane. And then we have your plane name, your work offset number. Now this icon here is signifying that it's an automatic. It's an automatic work offset, so that's being set there. Whenever you set a manual work offset, it'll show the number here. We have our coordinate controls, our lock, unlock, display gnomon, section view, as well as options here as well. Now these three buttons can be hidden, so if you don't want to see those, you don't use them often, you can hide them, but you can always use them from this right-click menu as well. So you can customize what's being shown there. Just like the levels manager, you do have search. So if you want to search for, say, standoffs, you can search that. Again, you could hold Shift and select all, or hold Control and select some and create a group. So say we want to create some of those, we can do that. Again, you get the same filtering, you get sorting options as well, and grouping options. So let's take a look at ungroup planes. And I want to show you something neat in here as well. So let's say we're looking at ungroup planes. I know I already have a group for where my ops are. I'm going to right click this and say move. That opens that group. Slide it over, move that to the group, and now those are now thrown into that group here. So you could quickly take a look at those, move through the different Planes here, you could search for those. So if you know that you want to find all of your ops or certain groups that you want to move and organize, you can do that as well. We have our plane properties down below, where you can rename, set your work offset, and everything what you've had in the past. Get unique is now this button here to save space, and we have your other options down here. These options can be also hidden, so if you don't want to see all those, you could adjust that as well. One cool item that we've added to 2026 is the option to set default work offsets. So in config, you can set your default work offset. So if you know you work with a certain offset, a certain number, you can set that here. And if I click this, I don't want to do it because we know config may take a while to load. It will now set this default work offset to 1. So whenever you're creating a new plane, it's always going to be set to manual and will be set to that 1 number. Showing up here of how to edit those and toggle those displays. So if you click that, you could toggle it. You can see our lock is now gone, and we could bring it back. So again, you could customize how you want to see what you want to see there. But again, you could access those options through the right-click menu as well as the menu option here. And then in the properties display, you can hide options that you don't want to see. Now, all those options, if you hide those, you can still get those from clicking edit, being able to jump through here and creating those options there. So so that's the Planes Manager. And if you have questions, we could chat later just to get through the presentations. But that's what I got. So let me run through these. Thank you.